Sparks just might fly tonight as various groups meet over what to do about the orphaned orca that's been cruising between West Seattle and Vashon Island. This coming just hours after Sky King captures new video of the whale going after its prey. King 5's Glenn Farley has been tracking the story since it broke. And now, Glenn, we understand this could end up in an aquarium or a zoo?
Well, it could, Gene, but the government says that is not their first choice. But they aren't very optimistic that the whale can successfully be reintroduced to her home pod in Canada either.
This morning, a government boat heads out to try and find the young orphaned orca, and representatives from some West Coast aquariums were expected to be on board. She's known as A73 or Springer, and late this afternoon, Sky King captures more video of her going after big salmon. Over the weekend, whale researcher Mark Sears also captures evidence of the whale feeding.
She's got it. I saw her with a fish right there.
Experts say both are good signs that the whale is eating, but other scientists who've seen the whale in prior weeks say she's not eating enough and fear she will ultimately starve to death. And the National Marine Fisheries Service does not want to see that happen.
I mean, well, we enforce something called the Marine Mammal Protection Act, not the Marine Mammal Abandonment Act.
But what should be done to save this whale? Some environmental groups, including the Orca Conservancy, think the whale could be ferried in a moving net pen back to her home in Canadian waters and at least try and reintroduce her to her home pod. What the group does not want to see is a return to capturing whales as was done in the 60s and 70s for aquarium displays.
And none of us want to open that door again. This is a very, very sensitive issue.
Today, the Oregon Coast Aquarium, which played temporary host to Keiko, says it's willing to house and rehabilitate A73.
Just as we did when Keiko came, we want to help, and we're well suited to do that.
Also at stake, the future of another young whale that belongs to L-Pod in Puget Sound. Some experts argue if Springer can be taken back to her home waters off northern Vancouver Island, maybe a whale known as L98 can be brought down to his home waters in the U.S., which has seen its population of orcas drop by 20% over the past 5 to 6 years. Live in the newsroom, Glenn Farley, King 5 News.
There's a public forum to discuss the orphaned orca at the Hall at Fauntleroy tonight. That address is 9131 California Southwest. That's in West Seattle. The forum starts at 7 tonight.